seeking to reach the heights, I never forget where I once was.
Where Dr. Mona Menkara was, a long way away from this commencement speech at Wellesley College, a long way from her doctoral degree, from her professorship in bioengineering. At one point, she was not even considered worthy of an education.
We went to a doctor. He had told my mom that it wasn't worth educating me, to spend a penny on my education, because I was going to be too blind.
Too blind for education.
To understand how far she has come, we go back to the beginning. Menkara, born in the U.S. to Lebanese immigrant parents, lived an average childhood until the age of 6.
I was just a regular kid, you know, playing with toys. And I very vividly remember looking at my pile of toys and not seeing them. It actually scared me.
But it took doctors a long time to figure out that Menkara was losing her vision, because what she lacked in sight, she made up for in smarts.
They would do these like vision field tests on me, and then they shine a light. And they'd be like, tell us when you can see it. Well, I figured out every time the light was on is when they clicked.
Eventually, she was diagnosed with macular degeneration and cone rod dystrophy. Her eyesight quickly declined, leaving her legally blind. But Menkara is living proof that vision isn't always about sight.
It born a fighter inside of me. Different people have different rates or paths or tools that they might need. That's okay. But to lower your standards out of a sense of pity or social that's not okay. That's not helping anybody.
So Menkara set the bar high. She excelled academically, so much so she received a scholarship to the same school where she would eventually give the commencement address, double majoring in Middle Eastern studies and chemistry. But it was in her postdoc studies when her lab professor gave her an incredible gift, where she truly felt seen for the first time.
He's like, I see how you do your research. You think differently. I want people who think differently to solve problems that nobody else has solved. Up until that point, I had deeply internalized that blindness was something I had to overcome, right? That I was running to catch up, as opposed to maybe as people are walking a certain path, I find a shortcut and a different way to get to the end.
She is now an assistant professor of bioengineering at Northeastern University. Her list of professional accolades and accomplishments is long, but she says that's not how she is measuring her impact. For many with disabilities, navigating a city street can be difficult. Navigating new worlds, often dangerous. Menkara has a unique perspective, and she is bringing it to the virtual big screen through the documentary series Planes, Trains, and Canes, a journey around the world through the eyes of the visually impaired. Inspiration struck when she was judging a national contest on blind ambition.
I remember leaving that and going, well, if I was ever gonna apply, what would I do? So on the plane, I'm sitting there thinking, I would honor the thing that I love the most. And I realized that I love my freedom, and one of the ways that I get my freedom is through public transportation, right? And I was like, aha, that's it.
On season 1 of Planes, Trains, and Canes,
I would have a show where I show people how it would be for me to travel independently as a blind person using public transportation systems around the world.
This is utter chaos and I love it.
This is a fire alarm.
You know, this policy is patronizing because you're taking away my choice.
Her goal, awareness, not pity, progress.
I want them to come along for the ride.
We made it!
I want them to kind of think about things they've never thought about. I want them to be aware. So like, I've had a friend tell me, oh, now I know what these bumpy things on the ground are for. It's a cultural shift to have people think about these things, especially if you are an individual who is part of building these systems. I mean, that would be amazing if those things are taken into account.
Menkara hopes that her journey, her story, will convince others to never underestimate anyone's promise.
If you're pursuing something that you really love, if it's worth it, push through. I hope people don't give up.
It's just incredible. And Mona
Yeah.
was in Tokyo, and she said the public transportation system there felt so accessible to her that she really felt like she didn't even need her cane.
That's amazing. And she's now co-producing the second season of Planes, Trains, and Canes with the Massachusetts Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. They will visit 7 destinations, including Peru. And for more information, of course, you can check out our website.
All right, up next, despite a health setback, she's focusing on the positive.